What is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We are back once again talking about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI, or Sofi as you guys know. Obviously the same name as the company there. And the reason we're talking about this one today, obviously it was not necessarily a great day for Sofi stock. We saw things down almost 7%, 6.88% on the day today, falling all the way to $12.18 after closing at 13.08 yesterday. That is not necessarily great to see. I know recently there's been a lot of great news about SoFi, and we just had the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship in SoFi Stadium, and there's all these new features, and people are overall, it seems like, really happy with what Anthony Noto is doing with this company and the direction that this company is headed into the future. But obviously the stock price hasn't reflected a lot of that, and really the whole stock market as a whole has been very strange so far in 2022. But in this video today, I want to go over some stories, just what's going on with SoFi, giving my thoughts and opinions on some different things that are going on with them, and talk about some stuff that hopefully will be pretty exciting. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I'd appreciate that a ton, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Obviously, as always, there's no financial advice being given in this video. Not telling you guys to buy, sell, do anything like that. Do your own research, make your own decisions, all that good stuff. But with that being said, let's get right into this one. Yes, SoFi had a rough day today. 2022 has also been rough, down 22.32% year to date now. And the past year has been rough as well, down, almost 48% in the past 365 days. Just rough all over the place. But again, just because the stock price has been rough and negative and not necessarily reflective of what's been going on with the business, I think a lot of people have been really excited with a lot of things SoFi has been doing and saying lately. When we look at the broader market as a whole today, very rough day. Dow Jones down big, S&P down bigger, NASDAQ down bigger, Russell down not as big, but still very significant, minus 2.5%. I don't know, just not a great day in the market. And obviously when the market doesn't do great, SoFi is going to outperform it on the upside and downside. So today was a pretty rough day. Again, if the S&P is down more than 2%, that's a pretty bad individual day for the S&P. Something as kind of solid and stable as the S&P 500. So seeing that SoFi is down 7%, not necessarily a shock to me. There was no, specific bad news for SoFi that came out today that would warrant them being down 7%. So in the end, it doesn't worry me a ton. But we did have a couple posts on the SoFi stock subreddit, obviously. This guy did post, SoFi Technologies cannot touch crypto is factually wrong. And this was something that was coming out and was kind of put out when SoFi got their bank charter. There was some kind of notes in there about, hey, since you're going to be a bank, you can't really do any dealings with crypto or anything like that. So this guy has some things to talk about or clarify or whatever. He said, I've read 2 or so articles that say SoFi cannot deal with cryptocurrency. What the articles fail to mention is SoFi Technologies is a holding company. Holding companies can own other companies, often with very similar names. So while SoFi Bank in Cottonwood, Utah cannot touch cryptocurrency, SoFi Invest can, because there are different corporations owned by the same bank holding company, SoFi Technologies. A holding company structure with similar names is very common. Don't let the shorts fool you. SoFi Invest can offer and will offer crypto. We have obviously also heard Anthony Noto, coming out and saying, hey, we own crypto, we own Bitcoin, we own Ethereum, we own other cryptocurrencies. I think he's talking about him, but probably also, his companies and his holdings as well. So yeah, people were really confused because they read in the bank charter that, hey, if you're going to be a bank and you're going to have a bank charter, you can't be messing around with crypto. But hey, now Noto's talking about crypto and all this stuff, and you can invest in crypto on the SoFi, suite of offerings and everything. So how does that work? I know a lot of people were confused, so I thought this was really cool to hear that. And then somebody said, here is Anthony Noto's DM screenshot flying around Twitter addressing the crypto and SoFi. I haven't actually seen this yet. Does SoFi Bank being prohibited from crypto activities mean SoFi Money must stop offering the crypto services offers today? And Noto, apparently, in this screenshot at least, says, no, not at all. SoFi crypto activity is not done in the proposed SoFi Bank. It's done via SoFi Invest outside the bank in what's called the bank holding company. So that's that. And that is something, that I had previously been confused about when I made videos, especially when the bank charter came out, because I was just reading it and I was like, what's going on here? How does this make sense? How are they going to work around this or whatever? But obviously it seems like Noto has everything under control, and it seems like, yeah, SoFi will still be able to offer crypto. And I think, for a lot of people, that's a very exciting thing. Even if you don't like crypto, if you're invested in the company, you probably want the company to offer crypto because other people like crypto, and they'll use that as a way to, hey, maybe put some more money into SoFi. We also have this. The lawsuit against Golden Pacific Bancorp became now a litigation of SoFi. So some interesting bits here. Rick Fowler was a founding director of Golden Pacific Bancorp and its subsidiary. He owns 1.28 million shares of its voting stock. Fowler is also chief operating officer of a law firm, which has offices in Sacramento and Roseville. Not that interesting. Fowler sued the bank last fall, alleging that it illegally converted preferred shares into voting shares in order to get the deal approved by a majority of bank shareholders. The SoFi merger was announced in March. Fowler also contended that the bank sale price was too low. Fowler's attorney said the bank should have been valued at just under 3.2 per share. The difference between the 2.55 purchase price and Fowler's estimate is over 830,000 based off the shares he has. So obviously that's a big chunk of money. Fowler's suit last year continued legal squabbles between the bank and the law firm, which represented the bank in a 2015 legal dispute. The 2015 case was settled, but the bank later sued Chronic for allegedly pushing the bank to settle for a smaller sum than the bank believed it could have won in court. Since lawsuits weren't resolved before the merger was completed, they now become litigation of SoFi as a successor company, though they remain contained in the Golden Pacific subsidiary. So kind of interesting stuff. It doesn't sound like it should be too big of an issue for SoFi, or, it seems like it's under control for the most part, but just, hey, this is another kind of ongoing issue to keep an eye on. Pretty interesting there. Obviously, some issues with Golden Pacific, the bank that SoFi, was able to kind of absorb and acquire and stuff. We also had this. I know we talked about this a little bit in the video yesterday, but still some people are talking about it today. Robinhood actually announced that they are bumping up their margin interest rate from 2.5% to 3%. Now, 3% is still very, very good. To my knowledge, it is still an industry leader with that 3% interest rate price. But, they have said that, hey, if the Fed continues to increase rates, we're going to have to continue to increase rates probably as well to obviously stay competitive and stay relevant and, make sure we're not just like losing money on our interest. They still need it to be a revenue and profit building type thing. But this is a big advantage that Robinhood has on a lot of other companies is that they do offer, leading interest rates, the best interest rates for margin. So as their interest rates get worse and worse and worse, by kind of default, that's going to make SoFi and other platforms look better and better and better to some people. And there's some people that are already looking for reasons to jump ship from Robinhood. So if they can get like a legitimate reason like this, hey, they might just do it. So that's pretty good news for SoFi as well. There are some people, saying it's okay, SoFi. You go when you feel like it. Anyone else not worried about SoFi long term? And I think this is really, really good because, again, yes, SoFi is down on the year. Yes, they're having a rough January and a rough February and a rough 2022. But the whole market is, again, I make these daily videos or, every trading day pretty much about SoFi. And it's a lot of good news. It's a lot of exciting things. It's a lot of the company doing and saying the right stuff. So the fact that the share price hasn't really exploded or really done anything meaningful yet, as long as you believe in SoFi in the long term, that shouldn't really be that much of an issue, right? Because if anything, it's an opportunity to accumulate shares at a lower price. But again, SoFi isn't receptive to a ton of great news or anything right now because the market isn't receptive to a ton of great news or anything right now. SoFi is a small company that's obviously going to go as the market goes. We do have people talking about why they think SoFi is going to beat analyst estimates on March 1st. Again, that is obviously their earnings date. They're talking about momentum, increasing efficiency, diversification and cross-buying, Rivian IPO, Pagaya, interest rate risk, the bank charter, all this different stuff. But their conclusion in the end is that SoFi is growing exponentially on a year-over-year basis. This is what a quarter 4 earnings report is all about. It summarizes the previous year's results and then provides guidance for the next year. I have outlined above some reasons why I think they will not only beat not only analyst estimates, but even their own guidance for quarter 4. But we all know why their guidance for 2022 will be magnificent. A 1,000% increase in EBITDA as a direct result of the bank charter. Again, I am definitely very, very excited for this quarter 4 earnings report and especially for that 2022 guidance and outlook. But even more than that, I'm just excited to see the earnings reports that come in throughout 2022 and even probably into 2023 as we really get to see this full effect of the bank charter come in and see what they're able to do with it. I think it's going to be exciting. And then this last piece of stuff I wanted to go over was SoFi didn't run a Super Bowl ad, and here's how they did against fintech companies that did according to Google searches. Now, coming into the Super Bowl, Coinbase was the most searched of these 5 companies. SoFi, Coinbase, FTX, Greenlight, and BitBuy. Now, SoFi did not run a Super Bowl ad, and you can see here that what this guy's claiming is that, hey, SoFi saw the biggest jump in terms of, percentage jump and the biggest jump in terms of most volume in overall searches. Now, I will say some of this comes with an asterisk because a lot of people were just searching SoFi Stadium and not searching SoFi specifically. Obviously, Coinbase is still very, very massive. I don't think anyone really thinks that SoFi has taken over Coinbase or anything like that. But obviously, this shows that, hey, there was a nice little jump up for SoFi, and that overall this was very, very good for them. Because some people were critical of the fact they didn't buy a Super Bowl ad. Some people loved the fact they didn't buy a Super Bowl ad. SoFi was absolutely front and center. And even if people were just searching for SoFi Stadium, hey, they're still searching about SoFi. They're still, getting that brand name out there. But yeah, this chart's out there. People overall think the Super Bowl is a massive, massive success. And so far that the naming rights deal is a massive, massive success. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.